My guest today has been a part of my R&B soundtrack, my musical soundtrack for so many years, with some of my favorite songs like You and Customer. And he's always been consistent with this word, love. Welcome to the show, Raheem DeVaughn.
Love King forever. What's happening?
Yes, thank you for joining the show.
Thank you for having me.
You know, you have been on my soundtrack, and your music keeps on getting better and better. You have this hit song right now, Let's Fall in Love, that's been on the charts for a very long time. I love the song. I love your rendition of it.
Thank you.
How did you select this song?
Well, you know, I think you can't go wrong by doing anything from the nostalgic catalog of the Ozzy Brothers. You know, it's not my first time, you know, digging in the Ozzy Brothers crates. You know, being as though I've sampled a few of their other records, but in terms of remakes, I just felt like this was a great record to do. I was a little nervous about it, you know what I mean? You're always nervous about how a rendition of somebody else's record is going to be received.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, it's been overwhelming to see for people to embrace it the way they have. It's also interesting because, you know, there's a newer generation that doesn't even know that it's an Ozzy Brothers remake. You know what I mean? So it's cool, you know. Surreal on both ends of it, you know what I mean? Yeah. Thank you. And did the conversation still. You
have been putting work for many years, and you're that type of hybrid artist that have the just R&B lovers of all ages loving your music consistent. When you started out as an artist, what was your plan? Like, who are the people that you wanted to touch?
I mean, I just wanted to touch the world in general with my music. I wanted to make my parents proud. I wanted to make my city proud. You know, I wanted to wave the flag, you know, for the DMV, being somebody who kind of jumped off the porch musically there.
Yeah.
That went from, like, you know, selling my own music independently and then, you know, being the first solo R&B singer to make mixtapes.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, you know, I created this wave and this grandeur and this wave for myself, where people, you know, bought into the movement early and became part of the movement, and, you know, always been my cheerleaders and, you know, advocates for me, and, you know, music in a music loving way. You know what I mean? So yeah, I mean, I just wanted to make people proud. I wanted to, like, and I always wanted to be the best at what I do as well. One of the best, you know, at what I do. So I think I was competitive early in my career. But mainly with myself, you know what I mean? Like, you know, I think that's the greatest, you know, competition or person you can be in, you know, and compete with is yourself, you know?
When I look at your career, even when you're on stage, you've always been different. I remember going to a show and you had an artist paint a picture on stage. Who were some of your influences before you got in the game, like seeing their stage show and their music journey?
Definitely, I would say Prince, Roger Nelson. I would say like Marvin Gaye. I would say really anybody that's been at the top of their game. You know what I mean? Like a lot of the '90s artists. You know, even the ones we don't mention anymore, you know what I mean? But yeah, I think if you're talking music, you know, in the '90s, anybody who was at the top of their game, you know what I mean? Like, I've studied them extensively, you know what I mean? Like, especially, like, you know, not just sonically and musically, but more so, like, you know, I'm big on showmanship and wanting to entertain the fans and making it an experience, you know what I mean?
Are you having fun now?
Oh, for sure, yeah. I wouldn't be doing it if I wasn't.
Yeah.
It's gotta remain fun for me to be in this business and never speak the words of retirement or anything like that. Like, I'm having a lot of fun, actually.
Yeah. I love you never got caught in that is R&B dead stuff.
Nah.
Because you kept R&B alive.
Yeah.
Making music, I want to talk about your project, The Summer of Love.
Yeah. Which is a year old now.
Yeah, and it's a year old. But your music is classic. And just touring, going on the road, touching the fans as much as you do now, how is it even better or growing from when you first started?
Oh man, I think technology-wise, it's a lot. You know, technology is a gift and a curse because there's so much technology and so many people are using it. and we are in an era where everybody feels like they can be an artist. You can be out here and feel like a needle in a haystack. I can imagine what it would be like to like be a new artist and try to like break myself as a new artist, right? But you know, I'm a firm believer that as long as you provide us a very unique skill set in a manner of a way that only you can do it, that you know you're gonna stand out. You know what I mean? And you know, I feel like that's a testament, speaks to my staying power, you know, in the game. So that's one end of it, but then like technology makes it a lot easier. You know what I mean? We didn't have all these different platforms and way that we could support our music, market and promote our music, and also monetize our music. You know, down to even platforms like even.biz, where I'm using that as an exclusive catalog club. You know, I coined that phrase. You know, creating an account there where my fans can go and join the movement, and I can put out exclusive albums where you can only get them there, and they can support them, different price points and stuff like that. You know, their hashtag is buy the art from the artist, and I think, which is a very important thing right now, we have to put value back on our art. Our music is probably our greatest intellectual property as an artist, so we have to find ways to protect it, especially with AI and stuff of that nature. So even.biz kind of serves for me as a back wall for great music. It's the template. I don't even put music out or at this point without putting it there first, and then I'll follow up later on with putting out, you know, singles and different projects, you know, on the DSPs as well. But even.biz is the first pit stop for me. So if you're a fan of my music and looking for some exclusive music that you can work out to, make love to, be in the bathtub to, drink some wine, whatever your vibe is when you listen to my music, even.biz is where you need to go, even.biz, and you know, create an account and go music shopping, you know, like we used to at you know, up against the wall, you know, I said up against the wall, but like, you know, Waxy Maxy, Tower Records, you know what I mean? Up against the wall they had a music section too at some point, but yeah, you get what I'm saying.
I love your style because when you got into the game, because you're very business mind, you know how to plug. You talk about your merchandise, your even.biz. When you started, was that like, did you already have that business mindset?
Yeah, I was already on that. I mean, even from like, you know, the whole I made independent music. I've been making independent music and selling my music hand in hand like forever. You know what I mean? So you can imagine as, you know, CDs transitioned out. You know, the new thing was kind of trying to figure out how to, you know, sell music to people digitally. You know what I mean? And you know, and once subscription based, I feel like once subscription based, the idea of subscription based accounts came out, it kind of like tarnished and devalued the artist. You know what I mean? You know, it was pro company, it was pro all these things, but you know, somebody tells you, hey, you can pay $10 and never have to buy music again. Like for the consumer, that might feel great, but for the artist, it's a nightmare. You know what I mean? So you have to, you know, but I never, you know, I've always been part of the machine, but not, you know, but I'm finding ways to work around it. Once you know the rules, you know, once you know the rules inside out, then you know how to break them. You can create them.
I love these collaborations you've been doing. Friend of the show, Tanya Nolan.
Yes. You've
been doing some great music with her. I would love to know, how did that connection happen, and just being in the studio with her?
Yeah, we met through a mutual acquaintance, producer Corey Moe out of Houston, Texas, who reached out to me initially and said, hey, I got an artist I'm working with who's interested in doing a duet with you. Her name's Tanya Nolan. I went and did my research. You know, fast forward, we get to the video shoot, and we just like hit it off. You know what I mean? I took it upon myself to take her under my wing. You know, Corey expressed that, like, you know, at the time, you know, she didn't have like a manager or anything of that nature. And she was just really just doing this on her own, like self-made, like bossed up. And he encouraged me to like take her under my wing, you know, and you know, more on a mentorship, you know, like big homie, musically speaking, you know. But to be clear, Tanya Nolan's her own force. She's a boss. You know, she's a boss. You know what I mean? Serial entrepreneur. So, you know, since our friendship has grown, you know, I learned things from her. You know, even in this business, we become each other's strength and weaknesses in terms of like supporting each other in the independent arts. You know, and you know, most importantly, I thank her I can't thank her enough. Hey Tanya, if you listen, thank you for supporting me thank you for trusting me with your art, and that's something that I don't take lightly when I talk to producers and I work with different artists, whether it's a newer artist like Tanya, or whether it's somebody seasoned like a Usher, who just was, honored on the BET Awards, right? To have worked with him on a previous album, I'm always thankful for the artist that trusts me with their art, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
To tell their story in a unique way, having me come in and write it. Or if it's on a Tanya Nolan tip where it's like, executive producing a project. So she has a project coming out later this year that I'm heavily involved in, and I'm excited about that. I don't know if I can tell y'all the name of it yet.
We're just gonna have to wait and hear. Raheem, when we talk about the music that you have out, the love ballad, the fall in love, love is so consistent in your music. What is love to you? Like, what does that mean?
Black women, y'all the most beautiful thing. I fall in love every day. I don't always say, hey, I'm in love, though.
Right.
But you could be walking down the street and just admire the essence of a black woman. The mindset, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Smelling good, having a great conversation, learning something from the black woman, but more importantly, trying to, make sure that we protecting y'all.
Yeah.
And so, for me, I've always prided myself in protecting y'all lyrically speaking.
I love
it. You know what I mean? And making sure that I make music that doesn't tear y'all down or call you out your name or, make you feel disrespected or less than. You know what I mean? I think there's enough of that out there. So I always try to be competitive and supportive and do my part, musically speaking, and and on and off the court, as it relates to my foundation and doing community work and Queen for a Day spa takeovers where we advocate and support and love on women who are transitioning out of severe domestic violence situations. Like that's just another example of things you can do outside of music, being a community activist and stuff like that.
Yeah. Talking about your collabs, you've been on tour with Lettucey and other people. I would love to know the relationship with Lettucey, just a group of singers on the road, entertaining the crowds. How has that tour been?
It's been amazing. We just wrapped on a tour in April, 18 city tour that I did with Lettucey. Shout out to Gilead Sciences, who was a partner for myself on the tour. We use that opportunity. I like to say it's, call it a party with a purpose. So we come out and entertain. I perform for about a good 50 to 60 minutes every night. Live band, new songs, new show. Smelling good, looking good, sounding good, feeling good, all that. Like James Brown would say, I smell good, I look good, I feel good. Everything good.
Being a songwriter, an artist, a businessman. What is in a style creator? Because I see you. The style is showing. You show out.
Thank you.
What is it? Is it anything else that you're gonna add to this repertoire of Raheem DeVaughn, the brand?
I mean, definitely acting. Like I want to do more. I want to do more television and film. You know what I mean? Stuff. So, looking forward to doing that. But also loving life and enjoying life. I want to encourage you, whether you're in media, radio, in my line of work, whatever you do, take time to smell the roses. This journey here, this life is very short. It's a very short, in this realm, it's a very short trip. So, I do have my 10,000 hours on stage and in the studio, but I'm these days I'm focused on like my 10,000 hours as a father, as a parent, to my adult and younger sons, and getting that time in with my mother, who's 80 years old now. I lost my father like in the last 2 years, so it'll be 2 years in August. So it gives you a different perspective on life.
Yes,
you know what I mean? So definitely taking time to take some time for yourself, as well.
I want to thank you just for your contribution to the music world.
Yeah, thank you.
The Hybrid Soul with Kelly Kinkaid, we're your destination for R&B discovery. And you are one of those artists that we love to continue to discover more and more.
Thank you.
I can't wait to see you again on stage.
Yeah.
I know that you are making the rounds.
Oh, absolutely.
All summer long, because you
Yeah.
have your Summer in Love. You have your
Absolutely.
quarantine.
It's a lot of
series.
it's a lot of music on the
Yeah.
way. Again, you can check out my most recent Fall in Love, Summer in Love. You know, on the DSPs, Winter in Love is available at even.biz exclusively. The Love King Quarantine Sessions, which was a live recording session from May 12th, 2021 during COVID. You know, there was a period of time that we didn't know we were going to be back outside, so we had to be creative in the way that we did performances and stuff like that. So you can enjoy that exclusively, you know, even.biz as well. And I got a plethora of music on the way. Raheem DeVaughn Present series on the way. Different starring Granique, Brendan McKinney. Shout out to Jay Brown. We're working on something real special right now.
Another friend of the show.
Yeah, shout out to Sonora out of LA. If you don't know about Sonora, she's a really dope artist. We got that Milk and Honey on the way. You know what I mean? Like, definitely, it's just, I'm in a great space musically, and I can't wait for the world to hear everything I've been working on.
We love Raheem DeVaughn. Thank you once again.
Thank
My
you.
special guest today on the Hybrid Soul with Kelly Kinkaid is Raheem DeVaughn.
Thank you.
Until next time.
Yep, thank you. Yep.